Hello and good evening. I believe we are officially live. I am Jason McGinnis. I'm here with Kristen Covage. Kristen, hello.
Hello, hello. How are
Good.
you?
I hear you coming in loud and clear. I've got good video on you. So what we are here to do tonight is, over the past couple of weeks, we have had a great time making a short film and talking about a short film and just talking to all our friends and sharing it with a lot of our friends. And we wanted to do something kind of big with the way we released it. Instead of just releasing our short little film for the world, we wanted to do something a little more interactive, something that maybe we could talk with people about and interact with people. So that's what we're doing here. Kristen, how are you this evening? And what are your thoughts on our live stream tonight?
I'm doing well. I hope everyone else is. I hope you all are at home staying safe. I heard a little rumble of thunder, so I'm hoping that doesn't mess with our time here with you tonight. I'm excited. I'm ready to get into it and talk about a few things that we have coming up and what we've been up to in this film, showing the film to everyone. I'm excited about that.
Me too. So to let everyone know what this is for the past 6 years, maybe, Kristen and I have participated in what's called the 48-Hour Film Festival. And what this is on a Friday night, a bunch of teams show up to make a film. Every team is given the same line of dialogue. They're given the same character. They're given the same prop. All the teams have to use those elements in their film in some way or some form or fashion. And every team then draws a separate genre. The genres can be horror, comedy, thriller, film noir, romance. There's about 40 different genres that people can draw. And we participated this year. We drew tragedy. I really feel like we made one of the best films that we've ever done in one of these festivals. So I'm excited to share it. Kristen, what are your thoughts on making a film from scratch, from start to finish in 48 hours?
I'm always up for it. When you told me what we were doing and the idea that you had Friday night, I was excited. It's always kind of a thrill to get everyone together and create something. This time it was a smaller crowd with all that was going on. Just me and you and Jeremiah. It's a small team, but we packed a big punch this time. Right as the thunder rumbles. Yes, and it was really nice. It was a good experience, and I really had a good time. It's neat to see a film go from script to screen, no matter when you make it, but it's really neat to see it happen so fast, and then for it to turn out so amazing. With this one, it was just really, truly something special.
Agreed. Now, a few little caveats on this one. Normally, we've done this a number of times over the years, and we've worked with a little larger team. You know, we've worked with some really talented people and people I would love to work with again. But because of the pandemic this time, we were all asked to take some extra safety precautions. And one of those precautions was keep a smaller team. So some of the folks that we normally work with, that we love to work with, we just weren't able to do it because we were just keeping it down to the bare minimum, and that bare minimum was the three of us.
Right. There were so many amazing people that we've worked with along the way, and it was really hard to have it be a smaller team and not get that reunion with our film family. But hopefully next time. Hopefully
maybe next time.
Down the road. Yeah, for something else.
Agreed. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to play the film. We're going to release it. I hope that all of you who are watching will watch it with us. It's a short film. It's about 7 minutes, right around 7 minutes. And then we're going to come back. We'll do a Q&A if you're interested. You can type into the Facebook comments. We'll see those, hopefully. We'll respond to them live. And then as we wrap up the evening, I want to talk a little bit about what we have coming up. Kristen's got some really exciting things coming up. She and I are working on some really exciting things together. So I want to share that with you if you're interested. And so we'll kind of hang out for a little bit and engage with anyone who is interested in talking to us. Kristen, anything you want to add before we go into the showing?
I think we should maybe say a little bit about what we had to do, what we were required to do for this particular film. What we had tragedy. We had to use the prop that we were given was the roll of toilet paper, so you can look for that. Hello, Amber. I just noticed you were watching with us. Hey, girl, hey. We've got a roll of toilet paper in there. Our line is, I'm actually weirder than you think. So everyone has to use that in there. And then we had to use Sonia Lichtenstein as the character, or some other male name. Do you remember, Jason,
it was Sydney. It was Sydney Lichtenstein, if you had a male character.
So one of those two characters we had to use. And then we just had to make it and get it back to them within 48 hours. So that's what I want to say.
Yep. And so just to sort of set the tone here, we did go with a tragedy, and a tragedy is a very difficult, I felt like a difficult task, a difficult film to make in 48 hours, because when you think of a tragedy film, I think of something like Titanic or Armageddon, where some event happens that impacts a lot of people particularly in a negative way. To make a large event like that, we surely don't have the resources to blow up buildings or anything like that. But what we did
You could blow up a building.
You know what? There's a good chance I could maybe blow up a building with some of the special effects that we have.
Yes.
But what we chose to go with was the backdrop of a tragedy. There's a tragedy in our film that's affecting the entire country. There's something happening to people all over the country. Something is invasive. It's spreading around from person to person. It might sound familiar. But that's the background. That's the backdrop. And then this film explores how these two particular characters are dealing with it themselves.
Yes.
And so with that, I think we can go ahead, show our film, hang around afterwards. We'll be here. We can answer any questions if you want to talk to us. And if you don't want to talk to us, we'll just talk amongst ourselves.
Yes, and I can't wait to see what you think.
I agree. So with that, let's get it started.
Okay.
For the 8th week in a row, reports continue to flood in from the west coast of people being abducted by aliens. Dr. Vivaldi, the nation's top scientific doctor, acknowledged that extraterrestrial life exists and fear that we are being visited. Opponents claim the alien sightings are fake. The governor of California stated, "This is a national tragedy and we are invoking emergency protocols." Citizens are encouraged to stay indoors.
Hey there, Tiger.
Great Caesar's ghost!
Well, that's the first time anyone's called me that.
I'm truly sorry. I didn't know you were there. But now, I think I could drop dead twice.
I snuck in when you weren't looking. I haven't seen you here before. Are you a friend of Chad?
We met a few weeks ago, and he asked me to come by while he was at work, you know, just to check out the place. He told me to make myself at home. Also said there wouldn't be nobody else here.
Sounds like Chad can't be trusted. We work together. I'm visiting from out of town. He said I could come by and use the pool.
So you're a customer service rep?
Well, I guess you could say that. I work on bringing in new clients. You got a name, cowboy?
Jeremiah. You?
Sonia Lichtenstein. Pleased to meet you. Got any more of those nifty dance moves you could show me?
And now for a bit of the news. Government officials warn the aliens could be disguised as humans and living among us. Be cautious of strangers and anyone acting peculiar.
Ugh.
Sounds like Chad isn't the only one that can't be trusted.
You must be talking about all the aliens being disguised as humans.
I mean, the whole thing about aliens.
So you don't believe that we're being visited?
Absolutely not. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot of evidence coming from the West Coast.
Everyone's gone and flipped their lid over a hoax. Is that why you're wearing tinfoil on your head? You don't believe all this Mickey Mouse nonsense, do you?
I guess I do. They said that the tinfoil actually prevents aliens from getting in my head.
Well, it looks absolutely ridiculous. Listen, Nosebleed, let me ask you this. Are you an alien?
What? Hell no! I ain't no alien.
Have you met an alien?
No.
Have you ever met anyone that has seen an alien?
Now I think about it, no.
And who do you think benefits from everyone staying inside?
Nobody should be benefiting from any of it.
The commies, that's who. They've infiltrated the government, they've infiltrated the media. All they have to do is make us too scared to leave our houses, and they can take over without so much as a fight.
I don't know, that seems kind of Looney Tunes.
It's true, word from the bird as far as I'm concerned. It's downright un-American to let them take away our freedoms like this. This is a free country. We can't be told to stay inside and wear silly hats.
All the people on the radio, our government, they're just trying to keep us safe. I mean, they wouldn't lie to us, would they? I don't know who to trust.
You trust me, don't you?
You're a weird chick, you know that?
I'm actually weirder than you think. Although you were the one wearing the tinfoil hat. Come on, come swim with me. We can talk about something a little more lighthearted.
I could use a little lightheartedness right now.
Scientists have evidence that the aliens are not disguising as humans, but actually taking over their bodies. Dr. Vivaldi also states that tinfoil hats appear to minimize the aliens' ability to take over one's mind.
You know, converting these humans one at a time is going to take forever. We need to broadcast on something like this radio to increase our conversions exponentially. If these scientists keep getting their way, no one will ever come out of their homes and we'll never complete our invasion.
You're right. That would help our message spread. But the best thing, we don't have to make them believe us. We just have to make them doubt everyone else.
All right, and there you go. We are back live. I hope everyone enjoyed that, and thank you for watching. I really like seeing the names of all these people I know pop up as watching and supporting us. So let us know what you thought. I hope you liked it. Kristen?
Yeah, it was really cool to see the names of people and saying hello to a couple people watching it. It's really neat to be able to share it with you in this way. We don't normally do this, so it's kind of exciting to see what you think and to know that you're watching it along with us.
Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying that. You know, we've done this before. We've made films, we've released them, and we've shared with people one-on-one, but I really like, it's really neat, new technology to interact with folks. Julie Church just joined us. I think the world of Julie. She's doing great, doing great work.
Yes, we will.
So let me ask you, Kristen, since, now that everyone's seen it, we don't have to hold any spoilers back. Tell me your thought process. What goes through your head when I call you up Friday night after we've gotten our requirements and I have an idea where I'm going to go with the script, and I'm still fine-tuning it, but I talk to you and tell you kind of the premise of what we're doing. We're going to shoot a black and white film at night set in the 50s in a pool. What kind of goes through your head? How do you prepare for that?
I was like, sweet, let's do it. When you said 50s, all these awesome films came to mind, and I felt like I needed to change how I normally would speak. Like, I couldn't use Evelyn's voice. I couldn't use my normal Midwestern Southern girl voice. So I kind of did a little last minute research on 1950s patterns of how they spoke, and then just kind of tried to mimic that to get a little bit of that quick, snappy dialect in there. Yeah,
and I think you did an excellent job with hitting that 50s vibe. We really, I want to hear this in your words. Like, our rehearsal process on this film, we started rolling at around 9 o'clock, and that's when we had the car came in. So it wasn't quite dark yet. We'd planned to shoot it dark, but the car came a little early, so we went ahead and shot. But we didn't start shooting your dialogue until really close to 10 o'clock. So all day long, we just sat in that pool and rehearsed. And I kind of want to know your thoughts on that rehearsal process. Was it tedious? Was it long? Was it boring? How do you feel like it contributed to the final product?
Well, the day was long, but it was quick. We had a probably 16-hour day getting it all completed, but it went by so fast. Being in the pool was kind of nice. It's so hot, so just kind of floating around and going over our lines was a little bit easier than it has been in the past. And then we did a little bit of research on the dance moves that you saw Jeremiah pulling. He didn't hold back at all, which was nice, but we were kind of sitting there trying to figure out what to do in that. And I thought, I was in this Leatherheads film, 1920s cheerleaders type thing, and so I had to do that kind of thing for that. So I was thinking we need like a 1950s dance moves for this. So we researched it on YouTube, and it was kind of fun to figure out how to do the moves and then watch it all come together. It was really neat. And we timed it with the music. I was yelling out, counting while he was dancing, and then jumped in. It was like all of us together working as a team for that. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, and so that dance scene did not go unnoticed. Matt McCroskey's watching with us. He's a real good guy, and he says dude can dance. And I'll give it to Jeremiah. He sure can. He really gave that 100%. Now, we meant to mention this and we missed it. We tried to get Jeremiah in on this call with us, but he is a hard man to tie down. We talked to him. He was going to do what he could, but I don't think his schedule was able to work out so that he could join with us. But I really think a lot of Jeremiah, he gave it his all, and it really showed.
I want to say hi to a couple people too. Sandra, who's watching with us, and she's always been so supportive. Kelsey's on. Hi, Kelsey. And April. Hey, girl. So, and then Matthew, of course, thank you for your support. I'm glad that you like the film.
And I see Elisa on here too. Thank you for watching. See you around all the time. Really appreciate everyone's support. I don't know about you, Kristen, but when I posted some of our awards and what we're doing, there was such a flood of support for this. And people didn't even know what we were doing. And I don't know how you feel about it, but it just meant a lot to me that people hadn't even seen our film, but they were so supportive of us for even doing something, and then that we were acknowledged with some of the awards that we got.
Yeah, that's why we're doing this, as a way to say thank you. I like being able to say thank you to people for your support. I'm so grateful for each one of you that's taken the time to be here tonight to chat with us, and for all of your consistent support in the past with all of our crazy adventures that we go on and do different things. I know one of those things that we had talked about doing together that we did it for the first time last year. I'm just going to jump ahead here to the Christmas parade. That was a lot of fun. Me and Boogie Whitman got to, in our small town of Granite Falls, we set it up like we were on the big TV with the big parade behind us and did our own little commentary on that. And that proved to be pretty fun and pretty hysterical at times.
Yeah, the parade was a ton of fun, and I didn't know what we were getting into. It started as a joke. One of our friends said, "You guys should to live stream the parade," and the more I thought on it, the more I thought, yeah, we should. Let's make that happen. And then as it started coming together, people started falling in behind us to support us, with sort of sponsoring us with some decorations and some locations to shoot from, and it just turned into a really good event. And I'm really hoping that with the pandemic and with the distance that we're all trying to keep from each other, I hope that is one of the things that we're able to do safely come December.
I agree. It was just so nice to see all of it's just like unlike any other town that I've been a part of as far as the Christmas parade and the support that comes out, and so many people. But like you said, with all that's going on, that is so many people. So I'm hoping that we can have that, and that, but most importantly, that everyone stays well and safe. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about is another short film that we made called Split Second, and I've gotten so much love and support from that, and I just want to say thank you for that. Also, we've recently been included in and officially selected, which is not easy to do, into 6 festivals, 2 of which are coming up in the next month. One of them is in Columbia, South Carolina, and one of them is in local, like here in Marion, the Micropolitan Film Festival. So I love being a part of that film festival. It's very supportive and very welcoming. Split Second, if you haven't seen it, you can look up Split Second, the film, and there's a quick trailer on there that kind of shows you what that film is about. It's very tragic. You definitely need your Kleenexes for that one. It can show you how life can change in a split second, and it highlights the importance of certain things that need to be, brought to light. And it's based on a true story. And when Julie asked me to be a part of that film, and after I read the script, I of course immediately said yes, because I love to be a part of films that have a deeper meaning. One in which I did with you, Beware the Waxing Moon, which was another one that we did for the 48, and the highlighted there was that the under theme was domestic violence, and I think that's an important issue to bring to light as well. So I love working for films that have that second side to them. Like when I wrote Disconnected, I wrote that one, directed it, starred in it. It was just kind of always on my plate as something that I wanted to do, and it kind of highlights how 2 people get on their phone, and they're on their phone all the time, and then decide to kind of just chuck it in the woods and go out in the woods in the middle of nowhere and disconnect, and then how they kind of reconnected, but then they learned that they weren't alone. So that one's kind of cool.
That one is interesting. Hey, I want to circle,
and it's on my timeline.
I want to circle back with you on the Split Second real quick. Julie Milligan, she says that she loved our film and loved watching our parade, so thank you very much for that. Alan Lefevre, my cousin's logged in to watch, so thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Kristen, I want to circle back on Split Second, because I feel like, I don't know if you're doing it on purpose, but I think you're selling yourself short, because to say that you are in a film is one thing, but you aren't just in this film. You took a very significant role behind the scenes on this film.
Yeah, I did. I got to help direct on this one. So that was like my second time directing a film. And so that meant so much to me. It was like a heart project, because I knew it was important to Julie to get it right. And I just had the same vision for her film that she wanted. So, and I got to work with the extremely talented Philip Lane on that. And I just adore him. He's amazing. So yeah, I definitely was thankful to have been selected to direct, and we've won an award for it already. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Now, I didn't have nearly as much impact with that film. I mean, I have seen it. I did do some. I did some graphics on it with some of the news reporter. But it's a really good film. Really well done. I really commend you and Philip, all of you, for such a well done film, such a powerful film, and such excellent acting inside. So I hope people can check that out as well. Now,
you can like the Facebook page to follow along, but it's not available yet.
Right, you'll need to go to the festivals to see it for the time being.
Right.
Now, you mentioned Disconnected. Now, that one is on your timeline. Folks can find that one.
Yes, if you dig down deep in my timeline, I can assure you that it's on there. Yeah, it's really kind of I mean, it's very important topic. We're all on our phones all the time anyway, and kind of how they disconnected from the world and then reconnected, almost like they've quarantined in a house pretty much, but then they realize that they're not alone, and it's kind of got a spooky side too. So
yeah, well, you've worked with me enough to know that I like the spooky side of those films. I'm a big horror and sci-fi guy. You may have noticed with this one, they came with a warning. It's very sci-fi, Invasion of the Body Snatchers style, 1950s Twilight Zone. So that's a lot of where my influences came from. So that was a lot of fun to incorporate some of that stuff in there.
And I know that you can do so much with special effects. And I know that you chose the whole like tentacle things to kind of like those kind of looked not real, but that's kind of how the films were made back then. You kind of downplayed that part of it to match what films looked like back then.
Right.
So
we've got a lot of capability to put 3D. You can put in special effects that look so real. But back in the 50s, they didn't have that technology. And that was one of the things that I wanted to do with this film, is because we were trying to stay as authentic to the 50s as we could with the car and the radio and the music. I felt like I wanted to try to get that, because back then what they did was they did like an animation. It was like a cartoon, and they would draw the special effects on the film. So that's why I felt like, the tentacles were a little bit flat, almost like a cartoon, because that's the way they did it at the time.
Right. And it definitely set the mood, because if you would have had something more modern there, it might have taken you out of it for a minute. And I think that was the perfect choice for that type of thing. So one thing I wanted to mention too, Julie Church says 2 great directors here live tonight. Thank you, Julie. Love you.
Yeah, same goes to Julie. Julie's an amazing director.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. So one thing that we have been working on together, all 3 of us actually, is the Golden Hour Film Festival. And this is a brand new film festival that we're going to be holding in May of 2021. I've got the honor being the festival director for this one, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. We're going to get all of the films from across the United States and get them in there, and then we're going to have a big party. It's at an awesome, beautiful winery on top of a mountain, surrounded by mountains. And if you are a filmmaker, or if you just love film and you want to come out and support us, please be a part of that in whatever way you see fit. We would love to have you there in support, and we would love to have you there with your film. So if you are a filmmaker and you're watching this and you want to be a part of it, just go to the Golden Hour Film Festival and you can learn more.
Yeah, now we will not have a film from ours in there because we are part of the organizers. But right. that doesn't mean there's any lack of talent that's going to be involved in this. The settings are great. Julie's putting it together. She does a wonderful job, and the films are going to be really impressive too.
Yeah, it's amazing. I just love the idea of this, and I love that Julie's at the helm of it. It's just going to be so amazing, and I'd love to have you there in whatever way you see fit.
Now, just to keep on the subject of the things that we have coming up, now this one is not set in stone, but if you, Jonathan from the Fight For It MMA promotion, he was kind enough to let me share this feed on the Fight For It page. And for those of you may or may not recognize, you're more likely to recognize Kristen. She does our backstage interviews for the MMA fights, and she hosts our preview show Fight for It Now, where we sort of recap the previous event, talk about the winners and losers, talk about the upcoming fights and things that we're looking forward to there. So you may have seen her, but I also do the live streams. I'm behind the console, making sure the live stream stays solid and the cameras are all working. So we're both pretty heavily involved in that. And even though we've not been able to have live sporting events for a while now, and we don't exactly know when, I have talked with Jonathan. None of us are just sitting around waiting for the ability to have a live event. We will have a live event at some point, but what we have planned for the Fight For It promotion is something that you would not even believe is coming out of a small town like Hickory, North Carolina, in this arena. We are going to be delivering something, and I feel extremely confident that it's going to be there when things are open back up. We're going to be delivering something that you would expect only from the big boys in the MMA promotion game. So I can't give away too much there, but I'm excited about what's coming, and I look forward to being able to start promoting that again, get some eyeballs on that, get some live streams going, get some productions, get you in front of the camera again, really start pushing on that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
I absolutely love Fight For It. It's just so, like, the first time I watched the fight live there, it's just so powerful. Like, the first guy that fought with the other guy got knocked out and backed up like an angel. It was like, woo! I just love the guys there. They're so passionate about what they do. And when I get to speak to them and they're, still dripping sweat and in the moment, it's kind of neat to see what's on their mind. I've had one in particular that broke down and was telling about how he'd lost someone and he was fighting for someone who he'd lost, who had passed away. So it's just really neat to hear their stories and why they do what they do. And I hope to get back to that at some point when all of this passes.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories behind those guys, and I really like telling that story. And as a filmographer behind the camera, walking into that promotion, just seeing the level of production that they put into the event, the cage, the lights, the PA, the level of the fighters that they're able to bring in. It's just a really good promotion. They're able to tell a really good story, really clean production. I mean, a high production value show. It's not just like we're, shooting some guys fighting in their backyard. This is a really legit promotion. So that's a lot of fun. And I didn't really want to go off on too much of a tangent. I just wanted to hype up some of the really exciting things that we're doing once things get open back up again.
And one more thing we should probably discuss is my immortal sister, Evelyn Ravencroft, and what she's up to coming up here.
I would not dare miss an opportunity to talk about Evelyn.
She's something else, isn't she?
So what is Evelyn going to be up to soon?
So hopefully she'll be able to fly out over to Lake Hickory Haunts. She likes to frequent that location and pop in and chat with some lovelies there and see what's going on. I've heard that they've added a new attraction at Lake Hickory Haunts, something that has to do with water. So that's pretty exciting. I know that Ryan is always extremely motivated, starts like day one after they close to make something amazing happen over the summer while they're not open to the public, so that when you come back, it's just pops right in your face. Amazing. And I know they have some awesome changes coming up that I can't wait to see myself. So I hope to share them with you. We're going to go live as we have before on Facebook so that you can, if you're not local and you can't make it in, you can still chat with me or chat with Evelyn, and see what she's up to at Lake Hickory Haunts this year. We also have, and I know you'll want to talk more about that, but we also have the Evelyn origin story, which is going to be premiering soon. Kind of shows how she got her start as a child. So that's pretty exciting stuff too.
That is exciting. So that new attraction is called Aquaphobia. It takes place in a sunken fishing village. I was just over there yesterday talking with Ryan about it, and the detail in that set is incredible. The paint that they've put on the buildings, the sound that's going on through there. Ryan and I we talked for about an hour and a half last night. He and I really think the world of Ryan. We had a great talk, both about the haunt and about life itself. And the passion that he puts into that, it shows. And what really jumped out to me with Ryan, and this is what makes me hopeful that Evelyn's going to get to be back at Lake Hickory Haunts this year, they are putting in a lot of safety precautions to make sure that both the people who work for them and the guests who come by to participate in their show stay safe. You know, there's going to be masks, there's going to be sanitizers, there's going to be social distancing opportunities, there's going to be methods in which they enforce keeping people at distances. Ryan knows the details. I don't know all the details, but there's going to be some scheduling opportunities so that people can come in and out at different times, and we're not just going to have a big conglomerate of people all in the same place. So I'm really excited that he's doing that, and hopefully going to help save Halloween. Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. I love getting out there to Lake Hickory Haunts. I love the live streaming. So fingers crossed that we're going to get to have some semblance of a Halloween.
And it's on a Saturday this year.
Halloween is on a Saturday. That's right. Now you mentioned the promo, or you mentioned that the origin story of Evelyn. So this is a bit of an interesting story that Evelyn and I have been working on. Is to sort of tell her story of how she became who she is. And I'm going to show a picture now, Kristen. I know you can't see it by the way that our setup is here, but I'm showing just a quick little teaser picture right in the middle of both of us on screen of what you might be able to expect from this short film. We're doing something really different, something we've never done before. There's going to be a certain level of what you're seeing here is really the art style that I want to show how this film will be presented. A little something different than what we're used to, a fun little challenge. But we've never been one. Oh, you know what? I didn't even show the screen. There we go. Now I'm showing the image. But you and I have never been one to shy away from a challenge, and I don't see how this would be any different. So I'm really looking forward to telling her story, and hopefully people can connect with her.
Yes, I think it's good when you put roots in a story, and this is going to give her her roots before she gets her wings.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's a good analogy, because she may start out without her wings, and we'll find out how she gets them. How about that?
Sounds interesting.
So we did have a comment over on YouTube, and I hope he's still with us. We were talking about Lake Hickory Haunts. Maddox Roop, he's out at Lake Hickory Haunts. He was in Granite Falls Elementary the last I talked to him. He may be at the middle school now, but you can sometimes see him as Mini Boss.
Oh yes, he's a cute kid.
So he's really exciting. It's really exciting to see him join us and watch our live stream with us and enjoy our feed.
Oh, that's sweet. Boss is scary.
That's the idea.
Yeah. Me personally, it frightens me. Evelyn, she can handle it, but I don't know about me. I'm pretty scared of everything.
Well, I've been to Lake Hickory Haunts with you, and it was the experience all in and of itself. Just to go through with you.
I've tried to get a little braver over the years, me.
I see another person who's fun to go through Lake Hickory Haunts with watching us. That's Jessica Raby. I see her, she's joined in. So she's a fun one to go through with too.
Oh, yes. And we tried to go through it together one year, and they split us up. I think they wanted a screamer in each group.
That's right.
She's a lot like me in that respect. We like to scream a little or a lot.
Yeah. So I think we're kind of running up to about the 45-minute mark. Before we wrap up, I say this every chance I get, but the support that we have around us. So for everyone who's watched us tonight, a huge thank you. This was fun to share this experience with you. I know that's something that we do amongst ourselves for fun and just to entertain ourselves, but the support that we get from the community, people letting us know that they're watching, that they enjoy our work, that's really encouraging, and I'm thankful for everyone for giving that. And a special thank you to our spouses Amber and Phil. They support us to help us go out and do this. They kind of take care of the kids while we're making a film for the weekend, and I can't give them enough praise for the support that they give us.
Yeah, they're amazing. I love them both dearly, so I'm thankful for everyone. Just so thankful for our spouses, and so thankful for all of you for being there to support us, like I said, and I'll say it a million times. I'm just so grateful that we have so much support in these little things that we've been doing, and we hope to continue to do it. What kinds of things do you want to see? That's what you wanted to ask, right, Jason? Like what?
I did want to ask that. So, as we've done a number of these 48-hour exercises, I feel like with this one, we blew the lid off of everything that we've learned over the years. We've taken everything we learned, we put it into this film. We did about as much as we can do with the restrictions that were given over a 48-hour period. So what I would like to do from here, I think I'm done with the 48-hour as an exercise. We've done everything we can do with it. I want to look into something else. But one thing I really like about the 48-hour is the genres that they give. At the beginning of each Friday night of each weekend, they list all the genres that you could potentially get. And whatever you draw is what you have to create a film on. But I look at a lot of those genres and I'm like, man, I would like to make a short about that. Or that would really be fun to do a slasher film or a drama or a romance film. Some of that just seems really fun. So I think what I would like to do is maybe take some of those genres and just do our own little short film without the restrictions of the time, without the restrictions of the elements that have to be put in there. Just what would we do in that particular genre? So for everyone who stayed on and watched this or who watches this later, feedback to us. Is there a particular genre that you might be interested in us producing? We have a pretty strong film community and acting community here in the area. A lot of actors who've wanted to work with us. Get in touch with us. If you like the sci-fi feel of what we did tonight, let us know. You can check out my YouTube page. I think both of our Facebook pages you may have to dig, but we've released all of our films on there. We've got some horrors. We've got, I think drama was But a Dream. I think that fell under the drama category. We had a lot of fun with that one. Check some of that stuff out. Tell us what you like. Is there a genre you'd like to see us explore? And I think that's where I want to go next, is I want to reach out directly to people who support us, make things that they're interested in seeing, not what a festival tells us that we're supposed to make. That's kind of what I want to ask of anyone who's watching, and how you could support us. Just contact us and let us know what you like and what you would like to see us do.
And when you were mentioning the YouTube, I do have Disconnected on YouTube under Ink Studios. It's INNC, because I'm an Indiana girl that moved to North Carolina. Studios, if you want to watch it there and you don't want to have to dig around. But yeah, again, we're just so thankful. And there's so many amazing projects that Jason's been a part of that you should definitely check out. He's pretty famous for his Elf on the Shelf videos too, that pop up on YouTube every year. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Elf on the Shelf is the closest thing I'm going to have to a 15 minutes of fame. Made those for the kids a couple years ago. Oh my gosh. I have a son standing in the door looking at me, and it kind of startled me for a moment. But yeah, the Elf on the Shelves went pretty well, had a lot of views. Kind of what started me down this road of doing some short films. If I could do an Elf on the Shelf, I could probably do something a little more elaborate than that. And that's kind of what led us here. So that's how we got here.
We've made some amazing projects over the years. It's neat to see how we grew and learned with every film. And like you said, I think with this one, we just brought all of it to the table. And there's not really any much more we can do in that arena. It's kind of nice to take the gate off of it and see what we can create out in the open with no restrictions. So I think that I'm excited about what the future holds for our film family and the future of our films. And I can't wait to see what we come up with.
The future, the world is our oyster. How about that?
Yeah.
So with that, I think we can probably go ahead and wrap up. Kristen, is there anything you want to add?
I just want to, I would love to hear your feedback on what you watched tonight. If you're just joining us or if you joined in late, you can watch the film. They came with a warning. It is in this live. So if you want to back up a little bit, you can see it and then drop your comments in here later and let us know that you watched it. Because I think that making a film and then having someone tell us what they think of it is where it's all at. So I just want to hear what your thoughts are on what we created.
Thank you for reminding me of that, because it did slip my mind. What I will do is we're going to release the film. I'm going to release it on YouTube. I'll put a link to it on Facebook. You can find it there. So you won't have to dig around within this live feed to find it. You'll be able to just find the film itself. But I would still love to have the feedback of what you think, what you thought of it.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And, you know, something I think as we're doing this, I know it's late in the game of the stream here, but it may be fun to come back and revisit what we're doing here with some of our other films. Take some of the ones that we've done over 48, even though they've been released, we could do them in another live stream like this, share with some of the audience who like some of our work and get some of the feedback. I don't think they're all as well as this one. This is, I think, is one of our top ones. Beware the Waxing Moon was another really good one, and that could be something fun to do.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Maybe have a few of the characters from those films pop in and say hello.
That's right. Some of the actors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. All right. Well, I think that's it. We're running in at about 50 minutes. Again, we've had a fair number of people stay with us through the whole stream. A lot of comments.
All hearts.
All heart. My mom's been watching. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate all your support through all the years. It's awesome to see her watching. So, thanks to everyone. And with that, I think we'll call it a night.
Thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see what you think of the films, and just thanks again for the support throughout this time, and we hope to bring you some more awesome stuff in the future.
All right, everyone, have a good night and stay safe. Wear your mask. See ya.
Yes.